Did it boom.
So we finally only took us two series, but we're finally at an actual Yuri.
Like a real legit one, like one of the super legit ones from what I've been told around the yard.
So you've not watched this, correct?
I have read the manga way, way back, but I have not watched the series, no.
I've done both, but it's it's probably been close to a year since I've read them. I remember liking Aoi Hana's got problems.
Yeah, but
Most of
what,
them
what
aren't in the story though. It's it's in the way that the story is told, and as far as the context of the anime goes, it actually kind of sides avoids them by not getting too deep into the pacing issues this series has.
yeah, I know this author kind of has a thing for just their series tend to be dense and very slow.
So right away, oh well, let's first you have a present from an old friend to unpack.
Now, if any of you know on Tumblr, I've had a long, long, long war with the great man we call Ikuhara. He obviously did not direct this because, like, look at those realistically length skirts. Look at those lack of cross shots right there. But he did animate the opening, which I will go on record saying I actually like. Like, legit. I don't have any problems with it.
It's like 90% there for me. Like
Hmm.
I do like it. I do like some of the visual stuff that they do with it, particularly in the context of like the anime's story.
Hmm.
Um, but it should be pretty obvious where that 10% lies from.
Yep, I'm going to have a guess that it's probably the same 10% I don't agree with. CGI flowers certainly up there though.
Yeah, it that looks bad, and also like, come on, like I know the whole Lily thing, but come on. Also,
Got
also come on.
Also, come on, like this isn't that kind of show,
It's really not.
like at all. Like depending on what ending of the manga you're reading, they don't actually even get together. Okay, so you were saying something.
But I really like, excuse me, the art style, like just a completely bland and nondescript art style this has. It somehow manages to give it a lot of character and just really kind of reinforces like how mundane it is in a way.
I
Um,
really definitely liked how they transferred it to anime, especially since it could get a little confusingly same-facey in the manga, if
oh
and I
yeah,
remember correctly.
oh yeah. Um, I don't like the Vaseline filter on the camera though.
Yeah, it just makes me wonder if I'm sick again.
And okay, this is our one of half of our main protagonist pair, Fumi and her cousin.
Cause it gets weird.
Yeah, Shizuru is probably where most of my actual story problems lie with this series, mostly in how completely extraneous she is. We I don't know if we ever get into her at real depth in the anime. I don't I don't think so, but I'll hold off on really getting into that until later, just on the offhand chance that we do. But she
Yeah,
just
we got
serves to
12
make
episodes.
things weirder and creepier for no real reason.
Yeah, and honestly, it's one of those things that, if memory serves, at least on my count, it makes the story harder to believe because it's just through a lot of it. It's just like Fumi doesn't need a girlfriend; she needs help. She needs actual help.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the appropriate face you make when someone does that.
Yeah, and then take the train anyway. To be fair, he is an embarrassment.
He really is embarrassing. I think the voice casting for this was also pretty good.
Yeah, I think everybody got pretty solidly. Man, who doesn't love to be told that by like your brother? Watch out for molesters. Thanks, I'm a high school freshman. God, just makes me want to wipe off my screen like, ugh.
That's some next level serendipity there. Like Fumi's like all like 5.5 all feet tall, and she manages still to run into her while she's stationary. But like the way the scene was cut, it didn't even look like that. It looked like when the scene was cut, she didn't move and just happened to bump into her because she moved from scene to scene.
Like just Fumi popped out of a dais in the floor. This show is so relaxing.
It is pretty relaxing.
I think I
And
just
this
the
is a
reason
pretty inappropriate time to say that. That's a pretty. That's not what you should call that.
this isn't like, your shirt's inside out. A guy just grabbed your butt on a train.
That's not what. That's unfortunate. It's underselling it.
Tall people never cry. I dig it. Yes, indoctrinate them early.
Yep. So, the other half of our pigtails here is Akira.
No, no, not the explodey one, the girl one.
See, whenever I think Akira, I always think of Virtua Fighter. So I'm just always expecting her to Tetsuzanko someone into a wall.
I think this show would still be incredibly relaxing even if she did.
But I've always I appreciate how much of a kind of just out of place weirdo she is. Like her personality is substantially different than everyone else in the series who's very they're all various forms of like kind of quiet or reclusive or soft spoken, whereas
Mhm.
she's kind of obnoxious.
But in a refreshing way.
But like yeah, not in a mean spirited way, but just kind of like I'm kind of outgoing and out of place.
That girl's amazing eyebrows, though. Oh no, I'm a brunette with glasses. Everyone's gonna want me. This is an all girls school.
I'm tall too. See, that's all it takes in an all-girl school, apparently. Be tall. Or be just a little bit good at sports. It's not a high school anime without everybody being forced into clubs.
To be fair, they would only have to go home and watch anime. I mean, wouldn't you?
They both they both have short hair, and they both look fluffy. Yeah, don't actually show the main character interacting with somebody.
Mm,
Show it second person.
it's awesome. Well, I didn't get her to join the club, but we're on a date now.
So I still did it.
I'm still winning. Yeah, crying over a train molester baby.
Also, this is like one of the few animes that I can think of that have like parents.
Yeah, like real, actual, come up more than once parents
Yeah,
that
like
like
most
have a house and are
that
supporting.
yeah, and haven't just been written out by just like I just live in my own apartment. I'm a high schooler. Who pays for it? Don't worry about that.
Well, I'm short. That's why I'm not getting any.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Okay, which half are you? German, American, Dutch?
I think it's German. That's Princess is not the vibe I was getting from those eyes.
Also, I like how there's like two completely different like sapphic hotbed schools in this universe.
Well, that's all girls' school. All girls' schools. English sucks sometimes.
But I mean a lot.
Most of the time, actually. It's barely a language. It's basically just like this horrible patchwork hodgepodge of stolen words.
Pretty much. Whoa. Whoa, mom. 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 Mom, don't make this weird.
That's this is the opposite of what's supposed to be happening.
Man, that would be like the best Yuri though. Like your mom got the schoolgirl action you were just forced to watch.
That I'd be way into a series where it's like two girls are going to like an all girls school and it's their moms that end up hooking up.
I would be super duper. Somebody get on that.
We're just throwing out free money.
Like, we're not even asking for a paycheck. You should be thanking us.
But that's the big reveal is that they were childhood friends all along. And that's not a very big reveal because it happens in the first episode.
Yeah, but
If you know anything about romance and anime, you should know where this is leading at this point.
yeah.
Which watch me talk out of my ass for a few minutes. I don't know how true this is because it's hard to really get a lot of cultural information from outside that particular culture. Like, unless you're raised
Hmm.
in a particular culture, it's hard to really understand it. Everything you're gonna get is really gonna be secondhand, and even even if you're getting it from a native, it's still going to be something's going to be lost in the translation, even just through language. But one of the reasons that I heard, read, whatever you want to say, that like the childhood friend becomes like the romantic interest trope is so prevalent in a lot of Japanese media is because Japan's not really the kind of society where you chat somebody up. Like you're not gonna try to flirt with the cashier at the convenience store because that's not something that you do. It's a lot more socially reserved than that. So a lot of the deep and meaningful relationships people form are formed in childhood, particularly between members of the opposite sex, when things are a lot less, scripted and reserved, when they can be a lot freer when they're still learning to be people.
Mm.
I'm probably completely wrong about that.
Though though if we are, please give us a holler. We'd love to talk about this in later episodes. Because I mean, we review anime. It's probably going to come up more than once.
Hey, I found one when you're not crying.
Yeah. You're tall. Oh, well, I shouldn't have said anything. Man, we got to that fast.
You're tall, but you're flat, so I'm still winning. It's kind of hard to recognize somebody when you haven't seen them for literally like 10 years.
Hmm.
10 of the most formative years of a person's life.
Well, you are. I gotta stop making these jokes. God, this is a great thing to tell social anxiety girl. Well, they keep their shape, honey.
So Chizura's just mean.
Yeah.
Like,
She's just basically not a good person
she's
at
the
the end of the day.
she's the worst thing about this series. No. Ugh.
She is one of the.
She's tied for the worst thing in the series.
She's up there. Mom knows. Skip, 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 girly run, doop de doop de doo. No cars, thank goodness. Doop de doop de doop, past the
Absolutely,
haunted cave.
nobody's commuting to anywhere right now.
I'll just go through the hole.
Yeah, the rock hole. It's not really a tunnel or a cave. It's just a rock with a hole in it.
Symbolism? Don't. Hey, did you get molested today? Come on, sourpuss.
It's just unfortunate. Don't worry about it.
So I keep emphasizing this a lot, but it's just like I think what keeps constantly like bothering me so much about this show is just like Fumi just legitimately needs help, like in
Yeah.
my eyes, like badly. Like she's already been demonstrated to have like issues ever since she was a kid, and then proceeds to be sexually exploited by pretty much everyone possible over the course of the series, including her cousin, which
Yeah,
is weird.
that's so yeah, it's she's in the long line of protagonist main characters that would be better served just with a good like psychiatrist than like getting the girl in the end.
Mm. Like getting the girl in the end isn't gonna solve the problems that she has. These watercolors are very pretty though.
They are.
That's her friend face.
Yep.
Man, we're getting in pretty deep now. Like we're getting into an actual high school girl Yuri adventure. This
Well, I
is
mean, you're no stranger to that. You made it. I guess the real question that we have to answer by the end of this is where does this series land on a scale of Sakura Trick to Strawberry Panic?
it's not on this. No. Ow, ow. Two those are two words that two titles that just shouldn't be put together. Don't do that.